Welcome. I am MotoristX and welcome to an edition of Lore Wheel Drive, where I talk about niche automotive lore, history, and subjects of the like. Today, I'll be sharing with you a brief history over the infamous Nissan Nismo, and later on, we'll take a look at some of the greatest cars that have ever stemmed from this in-house tuner shop. Before we dive into any of that though, I do want to recommend subscribing to my channel if you'd like to learn more about automotive operations and automotive topics like this in general. I do my best to make content for all different types of car enthusiasts, but with this series in particular, this goes out to all of you car enthusiasts who are going to be history buffs, spec nerds, and taxonomy masters. Essentially, if you like to classify cars, differentiate between all different types, and really if you just want to understand and get to know the lore behind dozens of nameplates in the car world, Lore Wheel Drive is going to be a series for you. Now, having said all that stuff and gotten it out the way, let us talk about Nismo. Nismo stands for Nissan Motorsports International, and it was Nissan's primary performance division for 37 years. The division was originally founded as a separate company in 1984, but its roots can be traced back even further than that. So when you're looking at the origins of Nismo, a lot of its heritage stems back to two special operation teams that Nissan had during the 1960s. These two teams were Nissan Opama Works, located in Nissan's Opama factory, and Nissan Omori Works, located in Nissan's Omori factory. Opama Works was founded sometime after 1961 when the Opama plant opened, and it was centered around developing prototype vehicles for rally racing. Omori Works, on the other hand, was founded sometime within the same era, the early 1960s, but it was focused on developing performance and track-ready variants of pre-existing production cars. Combining the efforts of the two teams together, they entered vehicles into various championships, including the likes of the Safari Rally, the Japanese Grand Prix, and the IMSA GT Championship, and they would do this from their inception to about the early 1980s. When 1984 came around, things changed, and Nissan decided to merge both Opama and Omori Works into a new external company that so many have grown to love and know today, called Nismo, Nissan Motorsports International. This company would act as Nissan's primary motorsport team, as well as their in-house tuner division. During their lifespan, they developed cars that competed in the likes of the Japanese Touring Car Championship, the Japanese Grand Touring Car Championship, now called Super GT, the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the 24 Hours of Nürburgring, the Australian Supercars Championship, FIA's Formula E, and a number of other racing championships, both big and small, across the world. They have also developed road cars that were often recognizable trims or bespoke versions of pre-existing models in Nissan's lineup. All of such, for the most part, have been gifted with various tweaks towards their performance. Again, ever since 1984, this company produced beefed up versions of Nissan products for the next 37 years, alongside other Nissan tuners such as Autic and Impol. However, another change happened in 2022. And this was the year where Nissan decided to merge both Nismo and Autic into a new company called Nissan Motorsports and Customizing Company. This merger is actually what took away Nismo's identity as a corporate entity. Now they are just a brand under the new company NMC. Moving on to a more recent analysis of their cars though, Nismo hasn't built anything overwhelmingly spectacular or amazing in my opinion, aside from their Nismo GTRs, their Nismo Fairladies, and their Nismo Patrols. However, throughout its lifespan, Nismo has developed unarguably some of Japan's most legendary, victorious, powerful, and innovative cars. And actually very shortly, we'll be taking a look at a number of examples. Before we dive into this gallery of models though, let me clarify a couple of things. Number one, cars are only going to be named by their year, company, model, and trim level. I'm not going to be using any generational codes, chassis codes, or sub-trim level names. Number two, some of the cars in this video might have multiple engine options available, but for the sake of this video, I only chose the specs for the option that was either the most popular or the one that had the most information on it. Number three, some cars also might have figures that just weren't publicly attainable, so for some of these cars you will see that they will have data slots indicating that data just simply was not available. Number four, few of the specs that I do have in this gallery will probably not be 100% accurate, so for any really questionable specs that I had, what I ended up doing was taking similar cars of the same class and era compared to the car in question, and I basically took those numbers from those cars and I just pretty much estimated how well the car in question might be expected to perform just based on the numbers that I got from those other cars, both similar in class and similar in its era. And number 5, taking into consideration the previous 4 points, I want you to understand and know that I have done my best to provide you with both accurate and precise information for all of the cars that are going to be listed in this gallery shortly. Now, having given you guys a brief history over the infamous Nissan Nismo, and now having addressed these side notes for the gallery, let us dive into the wondrous creations that are Nismo. So guys, if you liked what you saw, go ahead and leave a like and consider subscribing to see more content like this. If you want to see me do this with another car brand, model, or type, comment down below which brand, model, or type you'd want to see me cover next. Again, I am MotoristX, and this was an edition of Lore Wheel Drive.